Hello everyone, welcome back. How you doing? I hope you're all doing really well today. I'm Lindsay, your host of the Heavy Metal Journal and writer for Lambgoat and the Moshville Times. And today I am back with New Metal Monday, where I talk about my favourite new releases of the week. And today I have 4 brand new albums that I want to talk about this week. It's been quite a quiet week in terms of numbers for me, but these albums are not quiet in the slightest. In fact, they are some of my favourite albums that have been released this year so far. Anyway, let's just jump straight into these before I start rambling on like I normally do. Okay, so the very first album that I'm starting off with this week, I'm already laughing because I know I'm going to sound really strange saying this album title. Because I'm Scottish, I naturally roll my R's, as you've probably just heard. So this word is going to sound insane when it comes out of my mouth. But I have And Oceans with the Regeneration Itinerary. Itinerary. I find it really difficult to say that word because of my accent. Itinerary. The Regeneration Itinerary. And this is the 7th studio album from the symphonic industrial black metal band from Finland. This album is spectacular. I love my symphonic black metal, and yes, it does have all of the keyboard elements and the synth elements, but they also introduce a lot of industrial and EDM electronica moments throughout the album as well. Now, this sounds like a lot, but it is spectacular. It is so well balanced, and no one element outshines the other. So you have all of your tremolo picking and your intense blast beats, you've got your guttural growls, and on occasion you do have these kind of like haunting, clean, choir-esque kind of vocalizations as well, but this album goes incredibly hard. It does definitely focus on the melodic black metal side of things, so you do have all of that frosty, intense, ferocious energy. But then when you team that with your melodics, your symphonics, and those industrial elements that pop up every now and again throughout the album, this is such a dynamic sound, and it is so ridiculously catchy. Not to mention that this album artwork is incredibly stunning as well. It really grabbed my attention. So if you're a fan of any of these melodic black symphonic albums that I've recommended on this channel before, such as Vorga, Lucifer's Child, Labyrinthus Stellarum, or a little bit of Dimmu Borgir with a little bit of Bloody Valkyria thrown into the mix as well, this one is definitely for you, but definitely check it out. This is an absolutely stunning record. Cannot get enough of it. Don't sleep on this one. Okay, so next up on my list, I have Val With Five, and this is the 5th studio album from the melodic black metal band from the Netherlands. Now, this is an incredibly brooding, dark, evil-sounding black metal record, which is incredibly intense and aggressive, but you have a lot of really cool, harsh melodics about this. There's a lot of synth elements in the background that are incredibly eerie, and there's something very evil about them that creates this dynamic atmosphere which is paired really well with the black metal side of things. The vocal style is primarily your guttural growls and your venomous screams, but on occasion you do have those clean vocals that come into play which are very powerful, and there's something very emotive about it. But not only is this an incredibly aggressive album, there's this mysterious artistic side of things as well, and it has a very triumphant atmosphere about it with a huge muscular presence. So if you are a fan of the likes of Dimmu Borgir, Old Man's Child, or Aaron Angmar, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one. But I loved this. I discovered this band when they released their 3rd album, which is aptly named 3, and I've loved them ever since. Definitely check this one out. Okay, so next up on my list, I have Fragments of Unbecoming with Dawnbringer, Chapter 7, The Amber Emperor. And this is the 6th studio album from the German melodic death metal band. Now, this is straight up, in your face, no nonsense melodic death metal at its absolute finest. It certainly falls on the heavier side of the subgenre, and it's a very guitar driven record, so you can expect a lot of intricate riffs, screaming solos, and really cool dynamic dual guitar attacks. Now, I love my melodic death metal, but I certainly favour it when it's on the heavier side of things. There's not really a lot of synth involved, and it is definitely the guitars that create that ambient atmosphere. It's purely guttural vocals throughout this entire record. There's no clean singing involved whatsoever, and they are ridiculously demonic and powerful. What I really liked about this record is they do alternate between that frantic energy and these groove-laden mid-tempo stompy stomp moments, and it's certainly very well balanced between aggression and beauty. So if you are a fan of the likes of early In Flames, At the Gates with a little bit of Arch Enemy thrown into the mix, this one is definitely for you. Plus, the album artwork is absolutely stunning as well. It was definitely the album artwork that drew my attention to this album, and when I listened to it for the first time, was not disappointed at all, and hopefully you guys aren't either. Definitely check this one out. Okay, so last up on my list, but certainly by no means least, I have Exilium with Myth of Mankind. And this is the third studio album from the melodic death folk metal band from Italy. Now, I'm really fussy when it comes to my folk metal. I definitely prefer it to be on the heavier side of things, especially when it weaves in and out of the melodic death metal. That is exactly what you get with this album. This album is beautiful. So you have a lot of keyboard elements, you've got your flute, your violin, mandolins, and a lot of choirs involved, but really heavy melodic death metal. So that weaves in and out of the crushing guitars, the blast beats, and that ferocious melodic death metal energy. And you also have the contrast of those demonic growls and guttural screams, but you also have these very emotional and powerful female themes that create this fantastic, mysterious contrast. You have your screaming solos, you've got this really dense, muscular energy about it, but it's also incredibly beautiful and flowing at the same time. But what I really love the most about this album is the fact that you have these incredibly captivating violin solos on the backdrop of your chugging guitar riffs and your thunderous blast beats. And the contrast between the death metal and the folk elements is just absolutely stunning. So if you're a fan of the likes of Elviti, Folkstone, or Interferum, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one, particularly if you are a fan of Elviti. I got huge Elviti vibes from this album. Absolutely loved it. Like I said, I love my folk metal, but I like it to be on the heavier side of things, and that is exactly what you get with this. Both crushing, but incredibly beautiful at the same time. Definitely check it out. And that's it for this week's New Metal Monday. Once again, comment down below to let me know what you think of today's records. And if you have any of your own recommendations, please let me know and I will get them added to my list and I'll definitely get those checked out. If you use Spotify, make sure to check out the description box because I have included a Spotify playlist which features every single album that I talk about on my New Metal Monday videos. So make sure to follow that as I get that updated every single Monday when one of these videos goes live. If you don't use Spotify though, I have also included the band's Bandcamp links or their YouTube channels in the description box, just so you guys can find the music that I'm talking about as easily as possible. If you use social media, feel free to give me a follow. All of my handles are in the description box below. I am a lot more active on social media, particularly on my personal accounts, which are all listed down there as well. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful week. I appreciate you all as always, and I will see you very soon in my next video.